All right, let's rewind. What was life like before Colaberry? What did you do, and how did you hear about Colaberry?
So I was a salesman at an AT&T store in Flower Mound, Texas. And one of my customers I became close with, and she's a data architect. And she said, I was kind of burnt out of sales. I was looking for something different. And she said, you should look into this program. One of my colleagues did it. And if you're thinking about a career change, you should look into it. I didn't really look into it. I just got signed up like that night. I trusted her enough to know that if she believed in it, that was enough. I had all the edification I need as far as who she was as an individual. So I didn't know what data analytics was, none of that. I just got signed up, and I was like, okay.
You didn't even know what you was getting yourself
into. I had no idea. I had no idea.
So you get to Colaberry, you figure out it's going to be all this work that you didn't really think you was going to have to do. How did you handle that? And what was it? What was your experience like going through the program?
So actually, I thought it was a lot of work because the second day of orientation, someone came in and they told me the income individuals was getting out of Colaberry. So I knew it was going to be more work than people thought. If people are coming out getting these six-figure job incomes and things like that. So when I got started, I stopped watching TV. I stopped. On one of your videos, you said you need to devote like 4 hours a day to learning this stuff. So I stopped going to the gym. I stopped watching TV. I cut out all of the fat because I knew about focused on this for 6 months to a year, I can change my life. So everything I cut out, I can get back once I do this career change. So if I wasn't at work, I was on a computer.
So you just took this thing full string. You knocked everything out. You was like, this is gonna be my focus for the next year.
Yeah, because at the time I think I was like 37 when I did it, and I hadn't studied any scholastic curriculum in over a decade, so I knew I needed to focus. So when I did it, I made sure I had no distractions whatsoever. If I wasn't at work, I was on a computer taking notes, watching the videos, even your videos, like the pre-recorded videos, I would pause and take notes. So I got like masterful notes on the entire curriculum. So by the time we got to the homework section, I was able to just reference my notes and do the homework. I never had to go back and look at the curriculum or any of the pre-recorders or anything like that. As a matter of fact, every class was reviewed for me because you also said stay 2 sections ahead. So I stayed ahead the entire class. As a matter of fact, I think I finished it 3 or 4 sections ahead. So every time we got to class, I would just ask review questions because I had completed that section a couple of weeks ago.
So how long did it take you to make it all the way through and get placed?
So I started in January of 18. I finished around the end of the year. I was still working as a salesman full time. My manager was able to give me some leeway because one of your classes was on Saturday morning in Irving, back when I had the Irving office, and I usually worked on Saturdays. So she was able to work with my schedule there. But it took me about a year. And then once that year came up, this is when we were still getting the Microsoft certification. I don't have a college degree. So that certification was imperative for my resume, at least I thought. So I got the Microsoft certification. Right after that, I jumped on a job market. Alex was my mentor. He was like, you ready? Because every time he has, the weekly mentor calls, he's asking interview questions. He's like, you ready, Fred? Jump on the market.